Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to use the tools in Roblox. So the command is btools. It's a colon. I'll show you guys. You're going to use that. Then you're going to do lowercase b, then tools, no space, and then that gives you tools. You're going to press fly. You're going to want to fly. The fly command is the colons and then the fly. And so now you're flying. There's our toggle flight button, and that's just some useful things that I do when I have tools, like if I'm a builder in a game. And no tools is where you have no tools. So I'll show you no tools, and see all my tools are gone. So I'm gonna go back to the tools, and I have my tools again. Okay, this first one, we're gonna start off with the first one, and we're just gonna make our way down the line. This is just kind of a little bit of a list of every type of tool we have. First up at Z is our moving tool. So I'm going to go ahead and jump all the way down real quick. We're going to jump down to the J tool, and that's the plus. It's right there. It's right beside the thing that looks like a globe, and it's under the anchor but above the image. So we're going to press the plus. The part type, you have 2, 4, 6. You have 8 part types here. And so because we have 8 part types, or about 8, we're going to pick a normal part type. I'll show you all the part types that there are. We have a regular square, right? And then we have a circle. We'll go ahead and do the ball. Okay, let me stop flying. A ball, right there. And then we have a truss. Okay, now if you don't know what a truss is, you've ever been in an obby, I'll show you that in a second. Okay, a wedge. Then a corner. Okay, and then we have a cylinder. And then, okay, that's a second cylinder. We're just going to delete that with the X button. Then we have a seat. And then we have a vehicle seat. There's a difference, I'm pretty sure. Don't ask me what it is, because I do not know. I just know one's a seat, one's a vehicle seat. We'll figure it out, though. Then we have spawn. And now I will show you guys what the second tool is. So I already told you the first tool is the moving tool. You can move it any way you want. You can move it like side to side. You can move it back and forth. You can move it up and down. Okay, but when you're moving a tool, always make sure that when you're moving it, it's placed to the ground if you want it to be on the ground. If you're on like an unlevel ground like this, then that doesn't really matter. But that's what we want to do. We want to try it on a level ground if that's what the plan is. And then next to it, we have the resize. That's the X button. There are little letters in the corner. I'm going to use the letters to refer to the buttons. So we have the resize button. That's what X is, next to the Z. We can resize it. We can even make it as big as we want. We can make it huge, or we can just make it kind of big. Not completely big, but kind of big. That's what that's for. And then, you know what else will resize? This truss. Now, if you don't know what a truss is, I'll show you guys. You ever been in an obby and you can climb things? Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're climbing this truss. You climbed it. See? So that actually is really useful when you're playing in like a Dance Moms game and you're building and then you want to make a prop, because then the dancer can climb up on the back. And like, let's say you're making a clock prop. I'm gonna do a video on that, how to make a clock prop, and it's like you stand on it and everything. It's gonna be really cool. I'll show you guys. But next to that, we're gonna go ahead and resize all of these actually, just so that way you can see. Also, you can make it as big and as skinny and as small as you want. Like some of these, it's like, oh, okay, make it this size. Or I can just make it super thin, super wide, super tall. You can also make it super tall, like really tall. There is obviously a limit on some of these. It's like, I'm pretty sure there's a limit. Well, okay, they got rid of the limit. Some of them, at one point, there was a limit on resizing. There really truly was a limit on resizing, but it has to be a pretty big limit for it to not be resized at all. So it has to be a pretty big limit, honestly. We're gonna go ahead and like scoop that out. We're just gonna go back down though. Okay, next up we have our rotation tool. Now because of this rotation tool here, I'm gonna use a cylinder. The cylinder is actually a perfect example of our rotation tool. Here's our rotation. right? It's the C. We're gonna press the cylinder. The green moves it like around. It moves it and rotates it like this. It rotates. It doesn't move side to side like that. It just kind of rotates. It goes in a circle, so you can have it like facing the front, the side, the back, like that. Now the red tool, it rotates it this way. It's just the way it's rotated. This is exactly how it's rotated. It rotates it, I guess you could say, around. I don't know, it's a cylinder, so yeah. But then it's like it can just sit sideways like that. Okay, also you can move these little settings things. You can move these to wherever you need just to be able to see. You can move it. But what I like to, the blue one's the best one in my opinion, because then you have a tool that ends up looking like this. But that rotation tool is very hard to use. I will say that, is that the rotation tool is just something very, I don't know, I guess you could say complicated. It's not exactly complicated, but when you mess it up, you'll know when you mess it up, because you'll be like, this doesn't look right, but then I can just make it tall and it looks cool, right? It's slanted. It's definitely, there's definitely a lean to it, as you can see, that because I did that. But that's the rotation tool. And next up, you have the color tool. Now, because of the coloring tool, you can color these things different colors. Like I can color this cylinder a blue, and the shade is light blue. Or I can color it dark green. Now let me move this over. This is moss. Actually, I like that color. I use that color a lot. Brown, pine cone actually. Copper, salmon. I love the salmon pink. I love that one so much. Or you can make it, brown, yellowish, orange. Permission red. Bright red. Really red. And then you also have like a just a little bit of it. You can like change it up here. It's like a eyedropper. Yeah, that's what it's called. It has an eyedropper, and you can just pick wherever you want it to go. Basically, that's basically what you're doing. You're just picking where you want your eyedropper to go. And I really like that tool a lot. Now we're gonna bring our tools back down. You see here we have our seat. Okay, this is a surface tool. Let me kind of show you. Okay, this is our regular seat. It's facing this way, so we're gonna use that rotation tool to face it towards the front. See, and then I sit, and I'm sitting at the front, right? Get up. But this surface tool is actually really cool. I'm gonna show you guys on the circle. Okay, you see the circle? Now there are sides. The sides you have all, top, bottom, front, right, left, back. So with the circle, there are like different faces of this circle. And so you could also just press all sides, and then I can be like, oh, a hinge. That's what the hinge looks like. This is what the smooth surface looks like. That's what the studs look like. It's like if you've ever been to Roblox Studio, they have the studs on the ground. That's kind of that's what that is. Motor. You have these little things on there. Then you have inlets. They go in. They're like studs, but the opposite way, basically. And it kind of looks cool in my opinion. Universal. So it's like it's this inlet and studs. See? It looks cool, right? And then you have welds. This is what the welding looks like. I think it's really cool, honestly. It does really look like those the things you weld together as well. So I guess for welds, I should put weld on this one. All sides and then weld. If you only want one side to have a texture on it, just click one side and have that side be that way. See, that's smooth while the rest is weld. The back is smooth while the rest is welded. That's cool. And then go back to over here, the glue. Now the glue, oh, hold on, let me put all glue. The glue, I'm not sure what the glue does, if I'm being honest with you guys. I don't really know what the glue does. But, it looks cool. It looks nice. I like the way the glue looks. Okay, the glue that's the glue. That is the glue. By the way, this question mark up here tells you the basic gist. It lets you change the surface of the part to select it. Click a part surface to select it quickly. F3X is basically with the question mark beside it. That's what they're showing you. Next is our setting. I love this tool. Okay, let me bring it over here. Let me show you. We're going to use it on our seat as well. The seat material right now is plastic. Now, what I can do is, there are all these different ones. You have brick, Let me change. Okay, let me change the height. Let me change the size of this, and then we're gonna change the color to just a random pastel blue green. Okay, that works. Our settings tool, that's the N. Our surface tool was B. Our settings tool is the N. It changes the material of the things. Then you have cobblestone, concrete, corroded metal. Oh, I hate the corroded metal one so much. It works for like jail props and everything, but after that it just kind of, I never liked it. Diamond plate, like look at it, but it's still a seat, guys. It's still a seat, remember that. Fabric, never liked the fabric one. I do not like that fabric one at all. It's good for a red carpet though. Like look, if I did fabric on this one, it looks good for red carpet. It does. Foil, the foil one kind of doesn't really show up as much on light colors, but like if I put it on a darker, the foil kind of just makes the color darker than what it originally is supposed to be. Sorry guys, sorry. Force field, see that force field kind of makes it transparent, right? So we can go ahead and show you. That's transparent already. 10 transparency, you can't see through it, but it's blocking you. There's a wall blocking you there. You can't see through that wall, but it's blocking you. But then you can also just, if you remember, you have to remember where you put things, because then I can make the transparency 0.5, and then you can still see it. We're going to change it from force field to glass. See, it's still kind of transparent, right? It's still kind of transparent, but now look, it's like, look at that. That's great, actually. And I can just say 0 transparency, and then it's going to look like that. But that 0.5 transparency is really good. I love using 0.5 when I don't want it to be fully transparent, but I just want it to look nice. The reflectance, 10 reflectance. It's like you're going to have that reflection. It's like going to be shiny on all sides, kind of how this is. Like if you can see it like this, it's exactly how it's going to look. Reflectance, honestly, I've never used it because I've just never needed it, you know? But I can click this tool and I can click like 10 reflectance. And look at that. You see it? Look at that. That's how it's going to look. Depending on your part. It's like depending on the part material tool. Like look at, that's how reflectance looks at 10. At 0.5, it looks like, oh, well, I guess, hold on, what's this? Yeah, the material on here is plastic, but at 0.5 it just looks like, oh, okay, that reflectance is still 10. Let's do 0.5 then. But see how reflectance looks at 0.5? It looks so much prettier. It looks way greater. Next up we have, okay, let's turn the transparency back to 0 and our reflectance back to 0. Next up we have granite. Like that one, I love that one. That's beautiful, and a beautiful color in granite, in my opinion, is a pink or even like a brown. I love when that color right there, beige, beautiful. Next is grass. See, this is the grass. I like this one. I've liked this one a lot, actually. It's really useful. It's really nice. Next up is ice. The ice one's where you want that reflectance at. The ice, 0.5 reflection, really great. It looks nice. I like it. Next up is our marble tool. Then our metal tool. Honestly, some of these, they kind of just look the same. They kind of look the same, so it doesn't really matter. Some just have like their own little reflectance, in my opinion. Then neon. You really want to see the neon? There's neon. I can make this pastel, and it's just going to be white. Pastel orange is just going to basically be white. Pebbles. Our pebbles. I like using that one when I build schools. Plastic, it's the original. Sand. Okay, I love using the sand tool. Here it is. Okay. It's beautiful. And then we have the slate. Oh, I like slate too, and then you put like gray on it. It looks really nice. It looks really good, in my opinion. Smooth plastic. Honestly, smooth plastic and plastic, just I like smooth plastic. I don't know why. I feel like the colors kind of just show up a little bit differently on smooth plastic than they do regular plastic. But that might just be me. Next up is wood. This is what the wood looks like. Let's do a darker color just so you can see the details of the wood. You see it? Here it is. Then we have our last one, wood planks. These are wood planks. They look really good if you want kind of that detailed look in a dance or just in a build. So I really like wood planks. Now our vehicle seat. Same thing. I don't really know the difference, if I'm being honest. I think one just has like a wider foot range and one doesn't. Who knows? But our next one is anchor. Okay, to show you this one, to show you the anchor tool, I kind of got to build something real quick. Actually, I don't even have to build anything. Our anchor tool, let me fly for this. We're going to go down in the building though, right? We're going to go in the lobby. We'll go in the lobby and show you. Anchor tool. I'll press anything, right? I'm pressing that chair down there. You see that chair down there? That chair is you can't anchor and unanchor anything, sadly. It's like, it has to be a particular thing. Like, you can just press anything, but not everything's gonna be anchored. Some things will definitely be anchored. No, anchoring is how you ruin builds. People who knew how to, like, nobody really knew how to use tools back when I learned how to use tools, really. And the very few people that did, they kind of just, it was a whole thing, right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. I'm gonna build something real quick. You're just gonna I'm gonna build a really big wall. There's a wall. We have our other wall here. I'm gonna show y'all some tips and tricks I also use in a different video, just because I will probably do a full build. I'll do a full build in a video just to like kind of show y'all what I mean. Okay. We have our blue wall and our green wall. Okay. Here, it's anchored, right? This wall is anchored. Let me toggle my flight. I cannot walk through this wall, right? Unanchor. I walk to that wall. Look at it. That wall's ready to fall, bro. That wall's ready to fall, but it's not gonna fall. You know why? Because this wall here is connected to it. But if I unanchor this wall, the blue wall, if I unanchor that blue wall, you see how like loose all that is? But then if I make it thinner, let me just make the walls thinner. See, it fell. The wall fell. It's gonna fall. The thinner the wall, when you unanchor it, it's gonna fall. See, I can walk on it and I push the walls down. But then you know what else I can try and do? I can try and anchor it again. But guess what? You already kinda unanchored it. So now it's on the ground, you have to start over. So make sure you don't press that one unless you really mean it. Next up, we have our collision tool. Okay, this is actually a perfect example. We're going to take our green wall, right? Let's make like a thick green wall. Here. I'm going to stand on I'm going to stand on the wall. I am standing on this wall. See, I'm standing. I'm walking on it. Just walking, rocking, running on the wall. That collision tool, that K, collision on, right? Black outline on the screen tool. Collision off, I can fall right through it. I can go through it. That is so useful. I'm telling you guys. Making doors in games and just walking through it. Look, okay, look, ready? I'm walking through it, see? It is that simple and easy. I love it. You already have the add tool. Okay, our mesh. I'm gonna use this big box. So to make a mesh, I'll do a separate video on this in like a big detail. To make a mesh, you just need like a part, and you can resize the part to make the mesh easier to grab. But for a mesh, you're gonna press the block that you have. You're gonna press add mesh. You're going to go to file. Then I have a mesh ID in my notes on my phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just going to copy that mesh ID. Copy. This mesh is like an Amazon box mesh. Then I'm gonna press return. And you see, I can't see the mesh, but I probably have to go all the way outside the map to see it. And then I might just have to go all the way back in. And if I still don't see that mesh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to size it down. 0.1. Just 0.1, all of it. Sometimes the mesh doesn't work, though. Sometimes it doesn't work, so yeah. But I picked the Amazon box mesh because I don't know why. I don't really know what permitted me to think that making an Amazon box mesh was a good idea. But at the same time, though, it just felt right. It really felt right. But yeah, not all the meshes show up, but that is how you add a mesh, even though you don't see a mesh. I will do a full detailed video where the mesh actually does show up. You can actually see the mesh. But we're gonna move on to our decals. That is the G tool. It's the same thing, really. Okay, also you can undo a mesh. You can do remove mesh, and then I have my box back. So we're gonna reuse this box for a decal. So you have, for the decal types, you have top, bottom, left, right, front, back. I'm just gonna we'll do the left. Actually we're gonna use this big box because I want to show y'all. Here, right? I'm gonna do the top of the mesh. Here, there's also a texture one, and you can add a texture. There's a texture code. There are texture codes when you have your meshes. When you use a mesh, there's a texture code, and there's a mesh sometimes. You want to copy that texture code too after you get your mesh. I'll show you how to do that too in a separate video. And so, add texture. I'm not gonna add texture. I'm adding a decal. Add decal. Guys, like, trust. Okay, this might seem crazy to y'all. Copy. Hold on. Let me go back here. Let me add a mesh. Add mesh. Because if I'm being honest with you, I might have added the wrong mesh. No? Okay. Let me just add the second mesh then. Let me copy this mesh because this might be the right mesh. I might have mistaken it for something else. Nah. Okay. No mesh, no mesh. Okay, decal. Copy. Paste. Return. Honestly, I'm trying to remember which one I put first. Because these decals do work. I tested them. I didn't test them, sadly. Here it is. Okay, here it is, y'all. Here it is. Okay, let me turn that around. Let me rotate it. We're going to use our rotation tool. But I feel like y'all can kind of see what I'm talking about. It's like y'all see the vision. Even if it's like a disturbed vision, y'all see it, right? Hopefully y'all do. There it is. So then we have our, this is a fun one, our welding tool. It welds to last, right? So, okay, so this tool, as you weld parts, hold it together. So this tool here, let me get this box that I messed up in the room. We're going to just rotate that, obviously, because that's kind of messed up. If I just move two parts like this, and I move them up, we just don't use that tool, and I press the thing, I press weld to last, okay, zero welds. Oh, what do you want to do, guys? Oh, okay, let's put it on here and see. Yeah, no, I don't know how to use this tool. I've never had to use it. It's welding tool is just one of those tools you don't really have to use. There's no reason to, you know? Next up, we have our lighting tool. I'll show y'all. Okay, here's our crazy box, right? You can, I'm pressing it, that's the U tool. You have a spotlight you can add, and I'm just gonna change the color to like, we're gonna change the spotlight color to blue, right? I can check that. The range can be, I'm just gonna put 100 as the range. And the highest range will go is 60. In my brightness, we're gonna put 100, but the highest is probably gonna go, oh, it does go to 100. Angle, a 45-degree angle, because why not? But then the side it's on, yeah, see, it's on the front. Then you have, you know, your front, your side, your back. But then after that, you have front, side, back, left, right, bottom. Yeah, you can add a shadow, but like, who wants a shadow on the spotlight? And it's great for a dance floor. Spotlights are great for dance floors. Next up is a point light. I wish I knew what a point light was, y'all. I really do. 100. Oh, there's a point light. You see it? The light down there. Range 100. And then look at that. That's really bright. Sorry, y'all. The highest range it'll go is 60. But then I could also just make that whatever color I want it to be. And I'm going to make it purple because I like the color purple. See that? That's beautiful, right? Then we have a surface light. Let's add a surface light. We're going to make that surface light red. And what side are we going to have it on? We're going to have it on this side. So this is the front, I guess. The brightness is going to be 100. And that's our red surface light right there. You see it? Oh, that's pretty. That's a pretty color. I like that. I like that. That's really pretty. And that's how you do your lighting tools. This next one's my favorite. This tool here is our decorate tool. You have smoke, fire, and sparkles. I love the smoke. Okay, we're gonna add some smoke. How much smoke? 100. 100. The opacity. Okay, y'all already see the smoke. Y'all already see the smoke, right? That's a 1. The opacity of the smoke is at 1 right now. It's foggy. It looks foggy. It's smoky. You can see it in the air. But then I'm going to change the color of that smoke. I can change the color of the smoke to red, or to green, or to blue, or to purple, or pink. Look at that. We have pink smoke in the air. That's cool. And then you can press the check mark, and then it's done. And next up, we're going to add some fire. We're going to add fire to this. And you can add it to any color. There are 2 colors of fire. We're going to have blue fire. And then our second color of fire is going to be, it's going to be lighter color, kind of. We're going to do blue and green fireworks. The heat, 100. I'm going to put everything to 100 just to show y'all. Size, 100. Heat goes to 25 only. 30. There's our fire. Y'all see that fire down there? Let me chalk the fire. That's the fire. This is the fire. This Amazon box is throwing up fire, y'all. So yeah, you just add fire to random surfaces. There's our fire shooting out of an Amazon box. And then we have our sparkles. We're gonna add sparkles to this. I love sparkles. Then it's like with the sparkles, they're sparkles, you know, they're fun, they're cute, everything like that. Here are our, where are the sparkles at? First, hold on here. I'm not really seeing any sparkles, so I'm gonna have to go underground. I'm gonna have to go underground. We're gonna create a little box here just to show y'all the sparkles, because I want the sparkles to have their own moment to shine. Add sparkles. You see those sparkles? Aren't those pretty? Those are your sparkles. That's how you add the sparkles. You used to be able to change the size of the sparkles, I'm pretty sure, but you can't do that now. But it's fine, because they're also like, you can sparkle yourself. So yeah, it's always fun. Here are our sparkles, and now we're at the very end of the video. We're gonna undo all of this. Now the undo button is the one that goes to the left, so I'll show you. See, I'm undoing all of it. You're gonna see the smoke disappear. You're watching everything disappear, right? The other tool, the one that goes to the hooks to the right, it's under the fire. It's gonna bring everything back. That is just gonna bring, I'm pressing the tool, but nothing's coming back. So some things might just like be too late. You can't redo everything like that. After a certain point, it's like, oh, I can't do that again, you know? There's only so much you can do. And then then we're gonna press the tool, right? I can press this gigantic box, and then you know what I can do? I can press that X. Press the gigantic box, press X, it's gone. It's gone. I can press this gigantic box, and this is the creations ID. You use this in the studio. I'll do a whole separate video explaining how to save a build. You can save a build in the game, but you can't put it in another game. You have to be in Roblox Studio to do that, and you have to do that on a computer. So that's a sad thing. But a build you make in a game, you can completely upload that creation ID. I don't have a computer, so I can't show y'all. But y'all can save a build in a computer, like go into Roblox Studio, and the builds you made in a game like this, you can save it. That little ID, you can save it for your creative studio, and then you can upload it. That's how you do that. And then here you have a copy. Okay, that's a copy, right? The two papers under the X. I copied this box who knows how many times. I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna color each box differently though. That can be like a red box. This box can be a pink box. We're about to see how many times I copied this box. That's 4 copies so far. Okay, then we're gonna see, did I copy I don't even know how many times I copied the box. That's the sad part. Okay, 4 times. I copied this box 3 times. 3 separate boxes right here. 3 separate boxes. So it's kind of cool. That's a copy tool. And then this tool all the way back here, that, if I'm being honest, you guys, that just that messes up everything you had going on. That's all that tool does. Don't press that tool. So I hopefully y'all got like a little bit of a understanding. And if you have any questions, ask in the comments. I'll make a video about it if I can. And yeah, I'll do more tutorials. There are more tutorials coming all week. And if y'all enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next